Okay, welcome to the Colleen Cape Dress and Top Sew Along. Today I am going to be showing you how to sew the dart. Now in general, the sewing of the dart is pretty straightforward, but the pattern is a little bit unique in its shape here. So we're not going to have our typical dart point here. It's a little odd with the cutout. So I thought a video would be helpful to show you how to sew this dart. So I have marked the crucial points in marker so you can see them a little bit better. Here is our dart point. Here is our notch. And here is the end of our other dart leg, which again would typically end at the edge of the fabric, but in this pattern it is ending here. Now, if you accidentally clipped your notch, that is okay. In general, it's better for it to not be clipped, but since it is a knit, it's not a big deal. It's not going to fray. But this notch in particular, if you have not cut out yet, this is a notch you need to mark and not clip if you are in the habit of clipping notches. So I don't typically draw in the dart legs. So what we want to do is match the edge of the fabric here at this notch with this point here. And I've marked it on the other side with a chalk mark. So I'm going to fold this dart at its end point here. And I want this chalk mark and this notch point to line up. And there is going to be a little bit of a gap here. That is okay. That is correct. We want this. So I'm just going to put a pin to hold this in place because I, of course, am going to start sewing from this side. And I'm going to sew from the dot, the end of our dart here, to our dart point. And this can be a regular stitch on your straight stitch machine. This stitch does not need to be a stretch stitch. I am going to back stitch here, and then I'm just going to stitch down to that point, pull out my thread, tie off my dart like a good girl. Okay, and then what this is going to look like on the other side is we started stitching right here at this edge, and we go all the way to the dart point. So from here to here. It is the green stitching. I got a little wonky right here, and I actually need to change my needle because it's skipping stitches because I don't have a knit needle in. But you get the gist. And this may look a little odd the way we have this opening here, but when we attach the elastic later, this is all going to make sense. Okay, let's watch that again from the other side because it is going to look a little bit different on the other side. So here I have my dart point. This is now my top dart leg that disappears to this dot here, and then my notch. So once again, I want to match. Let's mark this, the other side of this so you can see it better. I want to match the edge of the fabric with this dart end here. And I'm going to stick a pin, and we're going to fold at our dart point, and we are going to stitch from that notch all the way to the dart point. Again, we want to back stitch. I put the correct needle in this time, so let's see if that looks a little better. Let's tie this off. Oh yeah, the stitches look much better with the correct needle. As you can see, we have our little cutout here. We are stitching from the notch, which is lined up with our dart end here, all the way to the point.